Hello, everybody, and welcome to Nature Source Care. My name is Dr. Fonda Goldman. I'm a naturopathic physician, and today I was going to discuss the medicinal benefits of the spice nutmeg, also known as Myristica fragrans in Latin. And this is part of my kitchen pharmacy series, so let's take a look. The information presented here is for educational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. For any symptoms that persist or worsen, please consult with a qualified medical professional. It's always best to determine the root cause of any disease and to develop a comprehensive treatment plan. And while botanical medicine or nutritional remedies can be very effective, they may not be appropriate for everyone or as a single therapy. Please also keep in mind the two most common side effects of any plant-based medicine are digestive upset and skin itching. Okay, so if this kind of topic is interesting to you, I slot all my videos into different playlists so that different topic areas are easy to find and study. So this content like this will be in my botanical medicine, nutrition, and kitchen pharmacy playlist. Also, the information in this video is based on my book, Drink to Your Health, Medicinal Cheese, Juices, and Milks from Around the World. If you're ever interested, you can pick up a copy off of Amazon. And the reason why I spent my time writing a book like that is that as a naturopathic physician, I do a lot of nutritional counseling, and I didn't find very many books, nutrition books, that integrated different paradigms of medicine. So my book integrates Ayurveda, which is traditional Indian medicine, naturopathic medicine, which is traditional natural medicine, and then the Western modern paradigm. Okay. Also, if there's other kinds of topics in natural medicine that you're interested in learning about, you can check out my other playlists. Like I have one on Ayurveda, traditional Indian medicine, a whole playlist on Marma therapy, which is Ayurvedic acupressure, where I teach all 117 points on how to work with them. Yoga and meditation, homeopathy, Bach flower remedies, which is a kind of a subset of homeopathy. Nutrition, botanical medicine, hydrotherapy, or the therapeutic use of water, body care and cleansing on all levels, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So yeah, a lot a lot of learning out there if you're up for it. Okay, so let's talk about nutmeg. Again, the Latin name is Myristica fragrans, and the part of the plant used, which you can see here, excuse me, is the seed. Okay, and so usually people grind the seed, and then that little kind of net that you can see over the seed, that actually constitutes mace, which is considered to be a different spice, but from a therapeutic point of view, they're similar. So if you're using mace or nutmeg, this information will be valid. Okay, so again, the ground seed is what's used. You can either use the infusion or decoction method to make a therapeutic tea. If you're not familiar with different methods of making medicinal teas, I have a whole video on that, so you can check that out. And from an Ayurvedic standpoint, nutmeg decreases vata, it increases pitta, and it decreases kapha. So these terms may not mean much to you if you don't know Ayurveda. Loosely translated, vata means wind, so it's a cold, dry energy. Pitta means fire, so that's a hot or heating energy. And then kapha is an earth energy, so it's cold and wet. Okay. So basically, this is a warming spice here. So it should, excuse me, balance vata, which is cold, and also balance kapha, which is cold. Too much over time might increase pitta or fire. But it's not a really hot spice, so it might take a while to get there, but there's a possibility, so we listed it. All right, so again, from the Ayurvedic point of view, these are different properties of the herb. So pungent, bitter, sweet, astringent, pungent, bitter, astringent, and sweet. It's a heating herb, as I mentioned, and then there's also a pungent post effect. The other thing to know about this herb is that it's tamasic. Okay, so I have another video titled what was it? Spiritual nutrition. Yeah. And in that video, I talk about 3 different types of energies that are acknowledged in Ayurveda, traditional Indian medicine. One is sattvic, one is rajasic, and the last one's tamasic, which is this herb. So sattvic energy is kind of like from a food standpoint, is food that will make the mind very clear and light, and um, you know, it tends towards a more spiritual kind of effect on the mind. Yeah. And then the Rajasic type of herbs, those are ones that are more action oriented, like goal oriented, so more like physical stimulating type herb. And then this last category of tamasic are herbs that they can create inertia. Now, sometimes you want some inertia if somebody's overactive or overstimulated. But if somebody's already, kind of stagnant or has kind of stagnant energy that they're dealing with, this may not be the best herb to take. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But let's talk about specifics about like the different systems that nutmeg affects and how it affects these things. So for the nervous system, nutmeg can be used for pain. It's also really good for insomnia, actually. So you can put a pinch in like warm milk, for example, and then you have the combined effects of warm milk, which has tryptophan in it, which tend to be a calming neurotransmitter or kind of a calming, yeah, neurotransmitter or amino acid to, excuse me, calm the mind so that it's able to sleep. Um, Also for the nervous system, a lack of concentration. So again, if somebody's overstimulated and they need to focus a little bit, this is a possibility. Restless legs, because it helps to relax muscles. Okay, so it can calm that down. Now, again, all of these things you need to figure out like what the underlying cause is. So sometimes restless legs is due to like a lack of calcium or magnesium, or it can be dehydration and that sort of thing. So again, take all this with a grain of salt and just know this is one potential tool among others, depending on what the root cause of any of these symptoms is. So, for the respiratory system, nutmeg is good for cough and congestion because it has that warming energy. And congestion is considered to be like a kapha or earth energy, so it's cold and wet, sticky. So, the warming energy can help to lighten it up and break it up. For the cardiovascular system, nutmeg is a heart tonic. So it just helps to kind of soothe and regulate the heart in different ways. For the gastrointestinal system, it helps with the indigestion of all kinds. It stimulates appetite, which you may or may not want. It helps with nausea, intestinal spasms, again, that muscle relaxation, gas and bloating, probably because it's warming, because gas and bloating are a sign of too much wind from an Ayurvedic standpoint. And then also diarrhea. This might be because there's an astringent property to this herb, and so astringent herbs will help to bind up, these tissues or dry. It's a kind of a drying quality, and so if there's anything that's a little too wet or hot, it can help, bind the area to manage something like a symptom like diarrhea. Then the musculoskeletal system, arthritis. Again, arthritis can be complicated and be caused by all sorts of things. So again, just as a one potential thing, because again, this is a warming herb. And so warming herbs in general will help to stimulate, the cardiovascular system and peripheral circulation. Because especially with arthritis, we're talking about joints that have a capsule around them. And so when the capsule is inflamed and swollen, it's harder for fluids to go in and out. And so it's harder to drain joints that are too wet and swollen. And it's hard to lubricate joints that are too dry and, kind of a degenerative situation for joints. So again, good circulation, this could potentially help with for arthritis. For the immune system, this can help with worms. So, if that's an issue, if that's a possibility. Um, for the male system, it's an aphrodisiac. It also helps with premature ejaculation and some kinds of prostate diseases. The premature ejaculation may be for, um, again, men who need to just kind of calm down their nervous system a little bit, because that's again what the nutmeg helps to do. Then for women, it helps with disruption of menses, because usually disruption of menses, when it's erratic or intermittent or late or delayed, those are usually signs that there's too much coldness in the sexual system for women. So that either means too much wind or too much or too much wind or vata, or too much kapha or earth, because both of those energies in Ayurvedic are cold. So bringing a little bit of warmth to that system can help. And cramps also, because again, the muscle relaxation and cramps are generally an indication that there's too much vata or wind, cold, dry energy. In general, if we're looking at sort of, effects beyond the physical system, Nutmeg helps to support the seventh chakra or crown chakra. So that's the chakra, if you're familiar with the seven chakra system in Ayurveda or yoga, that there are seven chakras or energy wheels, and the seventh one is at the top of the head. And that's where we have, or we're kind of connecting to divine or source energy, nature, that sort of thing. So having a good connection with the divine potentially can be supported through some use of this herb. Now, there is a caution, which I'll talk about, so just keep that in mind. It can also help support meditation when feeling anxious. So again, if somebody's overstimulated, anxiousness in Ayurveda is considered to be a high wind situation, high vata situation. So this kind of grounding, warming energy can help to support that or balance it out. Also, nutmeg can help to antidote some of the effects of coffee. Okay. Now, as a caution, overuse of this herb or long-term use of this herb can dull the mind because it is a herb that helps to calm the nervous system. So when you use it, you only want to use about an eighth of a teaspoon per cup maximum. Most herbs, like if you're using a dried powder, something like that, you can use half a teaspoon. So you can see this is quite a bit less. Some people like, and this is it's usually a pretty strong tasting herb. So even like a pinch or so, a pinch or two is about all you really want to do when you're using nutmeg. And again, you just want to use it on occasion. You don't want to use it day after day or drink 2 or 3 cups of this because, again, it will have negative effects on the mind and slow down the mind too much. All right. So, again, this presentation is based on my book, Drink to Your Health, Medicinal Teas, Juices, and Milks Around the World. Copies are available on Amazon. I do have another YouTube channel. The name of that channel is Light Vedic Astrology, where I talk about ancient Indian astrology. So that's interesting too. That's out there too. And most of my videos, not this one, you can see the image credits below. Most of my videos, I actually do the photography for myself. And I do have an online photography gallery gift shop. So that's out there if you're interested in that kind of stuff. So thanks so much for stopping by, listening to one of my talks. And also thanks so much for supporting my work in the channel through all the different ways that you do that, whether it's liking videos or commenting or subscribing or sending in donations. It all helps and is all very welcome and appreciated. So thanks so much. All right. So until the next one, take good care. Namaste.